Imagine stepping through a thick, wild jungle, pulling back overgrown vines only to find the shattered stone pillars of a forgotten city. By the 16th century, the sacred land of Vrindavan was deserted. Successive invasions had reduced its temples to piles of weathered rubble, and the divine music of Braj Bhumi was silent. To reclaim this site, Goddess Radha Rani sent her own divine essence, the incarnation of Lord Krishna's beloved flute, in the form of Sri Hit Harivansh Mahaprabhu. The spiritual heart of the land had flatlined. To start it beating again, Mahaprabhu needed to find a specific artifact that could reconnect these ruins to their origins. As Sri Harivansh Mahaprabhu set out for Vrindavan, he took a sharp detour. He turned his followers away from the Holy Land and toward a small, isolated village called Shirtawal. His disciples were physically exhausted and confused. They had spent weeks traveling toward a clear destination, only to be led into the deep countryside. Mahaprabhu explained that a man named Atmadev Brahmin lived in this village, and he was safeguarding a treasure required for Vrindavan's reversal. The restoration of the city rested on the recovery of a single artifact, protected in silence for generations. That artifact was linked to Atmadev's ancestors, who had spent their lives in absolute devotion to Lord Shiva. A moment of wonder. Their surrender was so complete that Mahadev manifested before them, appearing in a flash of celestial light to offer a boon. The ancestors declined all worldly power. They told Shiva that if he must give a gift, he should provide whatever was most precious to his own heart. In response, Shiva reached into his own chest and manifested an idol, the Sri Vigraha of Radha for love. He handed this image of divine love to the family for safekeeping. It is a striking theological detail. The universe's ultimate ascetic, a deity of meditation and detachment, carried the personification of passionate love inside his own heart. For 500 years, the idol was kept secret. It passed from father to son, waiting for the land of Braj to be ready. In Chirthawal, that wait ended with a divine premonition. Atmadev knew the idol's master had arrived, perfectly intersecting their two lineages. When Mahaprabhu reached the door, Atmadev greeted him with tears of joy. He recognized that the artifact's purpose lay in the holy dust of Vrindavan, not in his village. Atmadev handed the idol to Mahaprabhu and dedicated his daughters to its service, ensuring the lineage of devotion would continue. These two distinct paths, separated by 5 centuries, aligned in a single morning to fulfill a shared destiny. Mahaprabhu carried the gift from Shiva back into the wild forests of Vrindavan. At a site called Madan Ter, he shot an arrow deep into the earth to mark the location. On that marked ground, he immediately wove a simple shelter of vines to house the deity. He established the Ashtayam Seva, a ritual of daily service that never stopped. This constant cycle of worship became a spiritual magnet, drawing pilgrims and resources back to the deserted forest. As the community grew around these rituals, the humble vine hut evolved over decades into the massive red sandstone structure of the Radha Vallabh temple. The physical reconstruction of the city followed the restoration of the ritual. The temple rose from the ground because the devotion had already been anchored. This 5-century journey reveals something about the relationship between these deities. It points to the Sanatan truth that there is no separation between Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna. The secret guarded by the ultimate yogi was the pure love of Radha and Krishna. True destiny often unfolds across centuries of patience. To see more of these histories, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts by typing Radhe Radhe in the comments.